Alright, good day everyone. My name is Patrick Wheatle, and a black author that I chose for this presentation is Gwendolyn Brooks. So here is a quick background on Gwendolyn Brooks. So she was born on June 7, 1917 in Topeka, Kansas. She was raised in Chicago, Illinois, and she died on December 3rd, 2000 in Southside Chicago, Illinois. And during her lifetime, she was the first black Pulitzer Prize winner, and that was in 1950. And she generally wrote about urban black life. And here is a brief historical context. So Brooks, she wrote during a time of discrimination, racial segregation, and limited opportunities for African Americans in America. And her work reflects the realities of black urban life, specifically in neighborhoods in Chicago that were affected by poverty and inequality. And she was active during the Harlem Renaissance's influence and later on the civil rights movement and black arts movement. As for her contribution and impact, Gwendolyn Brooks was a groundbreaking and excellent voice in American and African American literature, and she became the first black writer to win the Pulitzer Prize, and she brought national attention to everyday experiences of black communities. Her poetry elevated ordinary lives with dignity and complexity, and she shaped the direction of modern African diasporic literature, and she inspired a whole future generation of writers. So, through both her work and the fact that she mentored a lot of people, she was able to strengthen black literary movements and used her platform to advocate for social justice, cultural pride, and artistic expression. That is a really good thing. One of her most famous poems is titled We Real Cool, which was published in 1960. It focuses on a group of young men who dropped out of school, and it looks at themes of rebellion, peer pressure, identity, and consequences, and it uses short lines and repetition to reflect the rhythm of their lifestyle. So, as of now, I'll be reading Gwendolyn Brooks's poem, We Real Cool. And if you're wondering why I have sunglasses on, it's because I'm really cool as of now. So I'm gonna start now. We real cool, we left school, we lurk late, we strike straight, we sing sin, we thin gin, we jazz June, we die soon. That was the end of the poem. Hope you enjoyed. So now that I read the poem, I will now be analyzing and explaining the poem. So the repeated use of we, it points out group identity and it probably means peer pressure among the boys. The short, abrupt lines, it probably means a fast-paced, risky lifestyle with little reflection. The word choices like lurk, sin, and thin gin probably mean rebellion and risky behavior. The final line, we die soon, it makes a sudden shift in tone, which reveals the serious consequences of their actions. And also, Brooks, she uses minimal words to communicate a powerful message about youth and survival. Notice how short the poem is. Sometimes less is more. So the poem We Real Cool is very valuable to Africana literature study because it describes the lived experience of black people, specifically black youth in urban America. It looks at themes of identity, rebellion, and the impact of social conditions. Brooks also uses simple language to communicate complex realities, which makes her work much more accessible. Her poetry, it helps readers understand how environment and culture shape behavior and decision making. Now this right here is my personal impact statement, which says, this poem brings about how peer pressure and environment can influence decisions. It also made me realize how something so short and simple can still carry a powerful message. The poem encouraged me to reflect on choices and consequences. And to conclude this presentation off, here's my framework. So here are 4 ways that this knowledge influences my personal framework regarding people from the African diaspora. So number 1, it helps me better understand the challenges faced by black youth in urban communities. Number 2, it shows how environment and peer pressure can shape identity and decision making. Number 3, it increases my appreciation for African American literature and storytelling. And number 4, It encourages me to think more critically about how society influences behaviors and outcomes. This marks the end of my presentation. Here are my references, and thank you so much for watching.